Mr. Mould, the Vice President announcement be say on mine Edwin Pempen so was here finding innovative ways to bring the cost of fuel at the pumps down. One of such innovations a gold for oil. And say share him say first consignment ebaba bidu. From where you sit and being an expert in the industry, this should be a very innovative idea, no? And obviously any innovative, sir.
And there's anything in this here innovative.
Oh, really?
Because as I said, we'll break it down into two different transactions.
Okay.
You bet ton gold.
Sure.
You bet export it. You bet nyasika. Nyasika. You bet products.
Yes.
We need to understand the gold purchasing business. Then we need to understand
the oil purchasing
business.
Okay.
Two different things.
Sure.
But so with the gold no bema obi or the petroleum products or the bema how do you value the gold?
Okay.
How do you value the product?
The product.
So there's nothing innovative about that because gold we already export gold in Ghana. You were licensed exporters.
Sure.
NEP, MMC.
Sure.
We're exporting gold in this country. So we're exporting our gold. This is gold from the small scale miners, any community miners, also known as Galamsey. So exporters, they buy the gold from these people. They export it. Sikano comes back to Bank of Ghana. The first premise we don't get the money coming from gold to Ghana. It's not true. Because last year, you turned $6.6 billion of gold.
$6.6 billion.
Yes.
Of gold.
Yes. Over 3 billion ounces. 3 million ounces. So my catcher say
yeah, better calculation.
Yeah, tutorials. Until Obia find a pen in the paper.
Yes.
Because this is a one-shot explanation. You turn 6.6 billion.
Yes.
Out of that, 1/3 of the production of the exports is free small-scale miners.
Okay.
2/3 from the big miners,
the big mining companies.
Large miners, Newmont, any those people. Government will agreement any Newmont that they can keep a certain percentage of the foreign exchange outside. One by service, one more debt, any one more. But small scale miners, 100% comes back to Ghana.
Okay.
We have exporters who are licensed, who buy the gold from the small scale miners. When they buy the gold, any dollars,
okay.
1 man woman cedis. But it is pegged to the international dollar price. Once it is pegged to the international dollar price, they use exchange rate. Exchange rate, a commercial bank exchange rate. So gold in $1,800 an ounce, and in small scale miners, they normally won't be discounting the kakra because one more gold near 100%.
Yes.
One more gold about 95%, 96%. Into one more discounting the kakra. But they are getting the international price of 1,800 worth of gold in cedis. So we buy the gold in cedis in Ghana.
Okay.
So government said we are now coming to buy gold in cedis. So this is the first premise.
Okay.
Watch row.
I've gotten that.
So we already buy
the gold in cedis
from the small scale miners.
Okay.
Say you turn gold abroad to Dubai and India. In dollars.
Okay.
Dollars comes back
about to BOG.
To Bank of Ghana.
Okay.
Either Bank of Ghana or commercial banks.
Okay.
But about back into Ghana. Customs, any Bank of Ghana, any Minerals Commission, any PMC, one more monitor. 100% of the sales of the small scale miners that we export, that is acknowledged. Sikanina back to Ghana.
Okay.
So we buy gold in cedis, and the foreign exchange comes back to Bank of Ghana. Now, Bank of Ghana, government said, we will be using there'll be less pressure on the foreign exchange
through this program.
So, Mami Bisa, are we exporting a new gold to get new dollars, or is it the same gold? Because they see licensed buyers, exporters. One exported gold. So government is now taking their position. Government, is now going to buy the gold from the small scale miners and export it. That means that a zero-sum game. So miners, we're exporting 1 million ounces. Miners will still export 1 million ounces. And as such, 1 million ounces, it will come back to Bank of Ghana. Whether the exporters are exporting or government is exporting through PMMC, it's the same gold we are selling. The same dollars are coming into Bank of Ghana.
But now, as part of this arrangement, apart from the small scale miners, now the big mining companies are also mandated by law now to sell, I think, 20% of the Umbenya to government through this program as well.
Okay, these miners, they bring more than 20% into the country.
Okay.
Because mining cost, cash mining cost, can be up to 60% of the gold price. They have to bring the dollars into Ghana to change to cedis to pay the mining companies that are mining. Mining company, there are different portions of mining. One portion is you go and bring the ore.
Yes.
Second portion, you process it. So our cost is more than 60%. So the miners are already bringing more than 60% into the country. Now, they are going to sell part of that 60% to government, the 20%. So the money is still coming to Ghana. I don't understand what incremental dollars,
But those monies, 60% they buy back into Ghana, they come back into a more operational cost. It will not come to the Bank of Ghana, would it?
But all dollars goes through the banking system. For government to get dollars, they have to buy the dollars.
Sure.
And
sure.
So when an exporter exports and he brings his dollars, government has to give him cedis. So I don't understand the 20% when 60% is already coming. So what is that 20% going to do? But we'll get to it, and I'll explain to you what exactly government is doing.
Okay.
So there is a zero-sum game. We are already bringing over 60% of the gold exported into the country for the big miners. Small miners, 100% is coming back into the country. There is no extra foreign exchange. There's no benefit from entering a gold for oil policy, because it's already coming to the country. Unless Bank of Ghana, one more say, they can't see the foreign exchange. Into foreign exchange,
okay.
You are monitoring. You know that we've sold 3 billion barrels, 3 million ounces. You also know that these are the people who are selling it. Inti Wamutoa, they have to follow the process and bring the foreign exchange back into Ghana. The foreign exchange comes into Bank of Ghana because Bank of Ghana and they release SARS statistics.
On how much?
$6.6 billion
in 2022.
2022 came into Ghana. And one more report. So we get 6.6 billion exports. How much of that comes into Ghana? Bank of Ghana, any mining companies, but a third of that, I know, comes from small scale miners. Into at least 2 billion. All of it is coming back into Ghana. So we know how much money is coming from the small scale miners into the country. So government are now coming to buy the gold and sell the gold. We are still going to get a 2 billion from the small scale miners. So I'm not understanding it.
Okay, let me see if I can help. At least information I picked up through a little research here, and there's a document published by the government of Ghana. Government of Ghana Gold for Oil G40 and a G4O program framework, published on the 3rd of February 2023. Under the G4O program process flow and requirement, almost under the program, all the that's DORE, gold produced and exported by companies with licensed small-scale concessions, including community mines, through the PMMC, shall be purchased by the BOG. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has issued directives towards the realization of the program. The purchased Dor gold is used for the payment of oil supply to Ghana. Payment for oil supply is to be done in 2 channels. 1, by way of barter trade, and 2, by way of barter trade or via broker channel. And they explain the 2 channels. No, barter trade, no more say, for suppliers willing to take gold in direct exchange for petroleum products, Bank of Ghana will provide equivalent volume of gold. Both the bank and international oil trading companies are required to open gold metal account in a mutually agreed gold refinery for the purpose of gold transfer. Bank of Ghana accumulate refined gold in its metal account at a refinery nominated by a supplier to fund petroleum product shipment. BOG transfers equivalent amount of gold based on petroleum product supply invoice from its metal account to a supplier's metal account on receipt of quality certificate of the product supplied and final invoice from bulk oil storage and transport company, which is BOSS. This is how they explain barter channel. No, does it make sense to you? You really have a broker channel. No?
But barter channel, broker channel is the same thing. The only difference is when I give you gold,
yes,
Ubemami
product.
But Mami said, our forefathers used to go to the market. One more day in Coco.
Yes.
Bekoho. Yes. Now one more day banchi bebas fee.
Yes.
And yeah, butter. But how much is there in Coco? Price for her.
Sure.
The banchi so price.
The price for her. Yes.
It's just knowing the price. At the end of it, instead of we mami sika, na makoto banchi no.
You give me
mami banchi. But price no.
Sure.
So there's no difference between the barter and the cash.
And the cash. No?
Because we ton gold no at one price. You are not going to sell the gold at any new price. The same price no that you bought from the small scale minus no minus small discount.
Yes.
Would the beko Dubai and India now what on in dollars. But minus no, you are buying the gold from them using cedis, but at the dollar price.
Okay.
So the gold no price is 100. We are minus no 95. We call Dubai we turn 96 and 97. There's also no a transaction cost.
Yeah.
So it's very simple.
Okay.
Wunim, how much you are going to get from the gold sold. Wunim also petrol price no. Petrol price no every day you were magazine be having the Platts.
Yes.
Was so gold crude oil 83, 84. Petroleum products petrol you have PMS petrol no maybe 850.
Yes.
Diesel no you have AGO AGO ABI 820.
Sure.
Until you know how much you're going to buy it. Government is not going to buy petroleum products at any cheaper price. They are buying it at the same price because sellers know you're the same sellers.
The same sellers.
Say you Vitol, and I BP, and I Trafigura, Glencore, Litasco, Gonfo. Womo ye international traders. Obia ni womo. Inti uko Juma. Juma Amsterdam.
Yes.
Amsterdam, Rotterdam.
Yes.
Antwerp. Uko ha you womo tanks ho. Unim price no. So you just call the broker say I need to fill my. I have a tanker 41,000 metric tons. How much is it? Womo say oh, Platts plus 5 and our Platts minus 5. Until you just haggle there and get your price and fill it, and you fill your tanker 2-3 days, and you are on the move to Ghana. So the gold for oil is nothing new.
Yeah, but
what is new?
Okay,
is that the gold is exported by licensed exporters.
Sure.
See, our government say we are taking your business from you. So why is government taking business from licensed exporters? If licensed exporters they report everything to Bank of Ghana. there's not going to be any change. We will still be selling the 1 million ounces from the small scale miner. Bank of Ghana now has to go and look for money to go and buy that gold, and then it will sell it. It will give it to PMMC to sell it. So PMMC toner, they give them the money, or they sell it to a barter person. He gives you products. First of all, we are already getting products in this country. So let's look at it critically and see exactly what we are doing.
Yes, but we are getting product. And if you are Bank of Ghana governor, you have to crack your brains every month.
You don't have to crack any brains.
To raise around $350 million every month for the importation of these products. And that is where they say this butter arrangement, and as this oil for gold, would prevent that arrangement.
Okay. Now let me explain to you why a zero-sum game. Every month you are getting money from gold, Meboa.
Yes.
So the money you are getting from gold, why can't you just use it for the importation of petroleum products? You are getting the money already. This gold for oil is not going to give you incremental dollars. It's the same dollars you are getting already. You have agreed with me that the small scale miners, their money already comes through Bank of Ghana. So Bank of Ghana gets the dollars. Meboa.
Yes.
So now Bank of Ghana is getting at least 2 million from only the small scale miners. By the way, we export $17.4 billion of products in this country, right? Part of that is for Cosmos, any Tolo for. Part of that is Gnpc there. Oil alone is 5.4 billion. Gold is 6.6 billion. Then you have cocoa. Cocoa is 2-point-something billion. Then you have other traditional, non-traditional exports. And also I think it's about 3 or 4 billion. So Bank of Ghana gets dollars every time. The problem, Bank of Ghana has never allocated dollars directly to oil. It has never decided that I am going to take these dollars,
for fuel imports.
For fuel alone, they've never done it before. And the question is, Aden, fuel, isn't it a very important commodity in this country?
It is.
Number one, because without fuel, won't be your share. So Bank of Ghana should have done this long ago. Say, the money exports, one free gold,
yes,
we will dedicate it only to importation of petroleum products. Says here, there is no problem with importation of petroleum products. The only problem is that anytime importers, when we share dollars, Bank of Ghana say only dollars. The dollars no way. Besides Bank of Ghana say dollars no way. The dollars from the gold exports, which they get, which they will still get the same amount in this gold for oil. Why can't they just give those dollars to the importers?
Yeah, but getting specific amount there for oil import every month, isn't it another route? And we use gold for oil.
There's no route. It's the same. So if you collect 2 million every month, every year, you collect $2 billion.
Yes.
And your gold and your petroleum product import, you have $4 billion. At least 50%
should be set aside.
It is not the gold for oil that is going to set it aside. What is going to set it aside is Bank of Ghana deciding, say, export revenue free gold, I am setting it aside for imports. Because that's what they are doing in the gold for oil. Gold for oil is only setting aside the export of gold money for oil. That's all they are doing.
But you also know with your experience, leave the licensed exporters alone. And because of some of the shenanigans in that business, we don't normally report really how much we export out.
Are you saying that our Bank of Ghana, PMMC and Mineral Commission are inefficient?
Oh, but you've read reports of gold corresponding income into the country. You've read those reports, haven't you?
And what did they do to the people?
But that's why they want to stop it with a program like this.
No, you don't do that. If you want to stop it, you are the regulator. You bring the people in and sanction them because it is against the law. Are you saying that because of your inability to stop the bad things going in your industry, you now want to be the player? Is that what you are saying?
Are they becoming a player?
They are the player.
Because the gold small scale miners, the large mining companies, will sell what they generate, to PMMC directly.
What is the difference if they sell it out and the money comes to Bank of Ghana? What's the difference? The same money is coming to Bank of Ghana. There's no difference.
Yeah, but because the program is in two parts,
Forget
we
two
use
parts,
money to go and buy, or we use gold. The government will need
using
the gold.
Let's just deal with the gold. Like, products are different transactions.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that the gold, government coming in to buy the gold from the small scale miners is not going to increase the dollars that we get in this country.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes.
Okay, so why are they doing it? Forget about the oil. Why is government now wanting to buy the gold and sell it? Bank of Ghana, when we are gold traders, when gold trading, we have people who are licensed to sell gold. Wouldn't say 1 million ounces. I'm expecting 1 million ounces
from gold
in foreign exchange. Now I've licensed, let's say, 10 people. Obia is exporting 100,000. Why exporting 100,000? Now would the only 50,000? What do I do to you? The law should take its course. Yeah. But government now wants to enter it. And the question is why? This is the question you people should be asking. What is the incentive?
What is the incentive for government to enter?
Because you and I have agreed right now that if government is doing their work, they will get the 1 million ounces money back into the country. So if government is not doing this, so which part of government is not doing this work? Is it Minerals Commission? Is it Bank of Ghana?
Or PMMC?
Fix it. Fix it.
Let me see if this would address some of the questions. In the document I referred to, introductory comment, normal say, the Gold for Oil program is an initiative of the government of Ghana to use the existing Bank of Ghana domestic gold purchase program to support the import of petroleum product into Ghana. The prime objective of the program is to use additional foreign exchange resources from Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program to provide foreign currency for the importation of petroleum product for the country, which currently stands at about $350 million per month. The government has begun the implementation of the G4O program, where gold purchases under BOG's domestic gold purchase program, mainly through the Precious Minerals and Marketing Company, and where required from aggregators and mining firms, is used to purchase petroleum products. This is intended to free up foreign exchange resources to meet petroleum imports of the country, thereby reducing pressures on the Bank of Ghana's foreign reserves and the banking sector emanating from the bulk import, distribution and export companies' request for foreign exchange. The program also aims to procure petroleum products at very competitive prices through government-to-government arrangement. The program will ensure that the cost of importing the product from international oil traders will always be comparatively lower. The consequent reduction in foreign exchange pressures, the reduction in premiums charged by international oil traders, as well as efficiency gains from the value chain, will translate to lower ex-pump prices in the country. In introductory comments, sir, you questions how winning Anna?
Well, let's interrogate this very clearly. Okay. We've now agreed, sir, the sale from the small scale miners is not going to increase. It's the same sale, 1 million ounces, 1 beton.
Yeah.
Sasikan already comes to Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana is now saying that instead, say, Sasikan beba Ghana, or the Sasikan bema an importer to bring products into the country.
Yes.
So it's the same thing, say, Sigana Bagana or the Sigana my importers to bring products in the country. So nothing has changed. Now, I'll say he's going to be buying more gold.
Yes.
To increase the foreign exchange into the country. From who? Why not better gold no free? Large scale.
Or better be a free large scale for now.
Large scale, no. They are already bringing about 60% of their sale into the country. If they are bringing 60%, they can give 20% to government. Ebeka 40%. 40% plus our 20%, 60%. So will it change? Nothing will change. it will be the same 60% that's coming to the country. The large scale miners are not going to sell 80% to government. They're still going to sell 60% because they need only 60% into the country, and they have agreements with government to keep a certain amount outside.
Yeah, outside.
So nothing is going to change in the total amount of foreign exchange that is coming into the country.
Okay.
Now, whether Sikano Beba into the country or it will go and buy products and come into the country is the same thing. Do you know why it's the same thing? If you talk $4 million of petroleum products a year, HSA, we have to look for $4 million
worth of gold
or foreign exchange to give to these people, right? Since we are not getting any increased dollars from the sale of gold, it's the same dollars that are coming. We are going to now give it to a broker somewhere to bring products for us. What is it going to do? It's just going to stop the brokers in Ghana, the BDCs, from importing. So now government will be importing. Indeed, government is now the biggest player of importing products into the country. Other importers, no, one business back from Kakra. Exporters of gold, no, one business back down because they normally export the small scale miners money, gold. Now government is buying all the small scale miners gold. So the exporters are not going to have any business anymore. The business will go directly to the small scale miners. Now let us see whether small scale miners, no, government is going to benefit more from it or not. Small scale miners, one more gold in cedis. Exchange rate, Ben, when we use the Bank of Ghana exchange rate and our commercial bank.
For small scale miners, no, they will use commercial bank.
Exactly. Nothing is going to change. Unless Bank of Ghana say I'm going to use Bank of Ghana rate.
Yeah, because I may share pricing pricing of product in this document. To ensure that the price of petroleum product imported under the G4O program reflects at the pumps to benefit the consumer, the NPA will regulate the prices of these products in the interim to correct market failure until the policy matures. NPA will work with BOST to negotiate prices with the international oil traders to ensure that the landed cost of products procured under the program are always competitive. NPA will approve the IOTC that will be selected to supply product to BOST under the program based on the competitiveness of the offers made by them. BOST will sign supply contract only after approval has been granted by the NPA. The price at which BOST will sell the product to BIDEX will be approved by the NPA. The price at which the BIDEX will sell the product to the oil marketing companies would also be approved by the NPA. And this is the point. The applicable exchange rate for pricing the product supplied under G4O will be based on the average rate at which the gold was purchased from the licensed gold exporters by the Bank of Ghana.
Which exchange rate are they using? One be using commercial bank exchange rate, and now one be using Bank of Ghana.
Now use average rate.
Now, we Galam saying, says here gold no, when you say 1,800. The Bank of Ghana, PMMC, Abekacho said, 1,800 no, mema 10 cedis per dollar. Ubeje. Wo Galam saying, Ubeje 10 cedis per dollar. And then what's right? Ubeji 10 cedis.
No.
What will you ask for?
You ask for the prevailing
the market rate
12, 13.
12.5. How are they going to buy the petroleum products and price it at 10 when they bought the gold at 12.5? That's why I say people should remove this fog they are putting on our eyes. Think about the practicality. Maybe a practical man. I'm saying he knows that the price is 1,800.
Small scale miners, they are not comfortable referring to them as
No, wait. I'm not talking about the small scale miners. They are licensed.
Yeah.
It's community miners, so when we are licensed, but they used to be the community. So community miners, any small scale miners, they will insist on getting the best deal as a businessman. So we are a businessman.
Sure.
So why would you take 10.7 when you know that rate to know you're 12.5?
Yeah, but if that is the only going price on the market, you have to sell it to government.
So now
price control.
So now government is forcing. What do you think will happen in the market?
Smuggling.
You are going to create another market. It's
a black market system. Never.
Exactly. You will not get. They won't sell it to you. And they come and say, and then your gold. No, you go away. Then they will sell it to the person who they normally sell to, and he will take it out.
But you will be blocked from taking it out.
Are they blocking the current people? Who's smuggling gold? Are they blocking them? They can't block it unless you liberalize the market. If you make the market free. But if you impose restrictions, say I'm going to buy the gold at 10.7, 10.7 wine price. Why the dollar at 10.7? Even the banks don't buy it from Bank of Ghana at 10.7. Bank of Ghana auction about 11 point something, 12. Let's get serious in this country. Let us understand exactly what is going to happen. Small scale miners, no. When one calculator, no, 1,800 times discount, no, maybe a 0.05 discount, no. Then they calculate exchange rate, no. One way from one bank, rural bank, Adansi rural bank, price dollar here saying, buy near saying, sell near saying, okay, remember average to 12.5. Until 12.5 they will use it. PMMC back at home say I'll use this. PMMC doesn't buy at 10.7. PMMC buys at 12.5. So we are going to get the price of oil is going to be set at the 12.5. It's not going to be set at 10.7. So let's understand there are no tricks in this business. The government is trying to let us think that by them buying the gold, no, and selling the gold, no, they now have foreign exchange to buy petroleum products. They always had the foreign exchange. Foreign exchange, when the small scale miner sells to the exporter, he exports, he brings the money back because business is very simple. My ton gold through, I've given you cedis. I go and sell the dollars. I collect the dollars. I change it to cedis. I come and buy more gold. A volume game. So the money, the dollars always come back into the country. Otherwise, there'll be no cedis to buy the dollars. The dollars always come back. And where do we get the cedis from? Exporters, importers, no. When we hear dollars, they give cedis and then they sell. And then they import their goods. They sell the goods, go and buy dollars again. That's how the market works. Trading is very simple. So government should not confuse people that all of a sudden, say we enter the gold market, we now have foreign currency that wasn't there. Until the pressure will be less. There's not going to be any pressure.
But how about if government gets more gold?
From where?
No, from the like Abanya gold, no, menka more. In the Abanya gold, no, or every small scale miners, no, any 20% or better every big mining companies, no. Now, rather than ABR selling, because we say Abanya are communicated two routes. One the butter channel, the other the broker channel. And if government wants to say adopt the butter channel, then a direct gold, no, they ma aje oil.
Okay.
In that case, no. You don't need anything about in the emphasis. I will say every month, if they should maintain the status quo. Now every month, there was a Bank of Ghana pay $350 million. A day Emma BDCs ne Eco Crabber. See, Abaya is okay. Menyanko they are interested very much in butter. In the after the gold and the Eco Aquaji products now. You don't need to crack your brain to raise $350 million.
But remember that $350 million you are giving them, it used to come into the system.
Absolutely.
And it used to go through Bank of Ghana.
Sure.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, but you know, say how
are you saying Bank of Ghana are deliberately not giving the foreign exchange to the importers and giving the money to other people? Because if Bank of Ghana is receiving the 350 million a month,
yes,
and Bank of Ghana can now give it to somebody abroad, why can't Bank of Ghana give it to the importers? There's no difference. I don't see the difference. It's not that all of a sudden we have more foreign exchange. We don't have more foreign exchange. I just say that 350 million that Bank of Ghana has given to him is no longer in the system.
Yeah, but the other thing is
it's no longer in the system. That means that we can't. The people who are looking for foreign exchange won't get the foreign exchange as well.
Yeah, but the point is, at the butter trade buy when Senkofu ni physical cash or money trading now me a butter product. In the let's even assume say Abayin struggles to raise $350 million. Now there is an arrangement rather than raising $350 million. No, gold you two are harder than no. Ya to gold nibi. Ya the gold ne kwa kwaje oil aba. We will not need to raise $350 million physical cash.
But that's the same thing. You've raised $350 million by selling your gold. You've raised it. So what is the difference? If you have gold and you sell it, if the person will give you products or the person will give you dollars,
Yes.
it's still 350 million.
Sure.
So what is the difference? There's no difference.
Yeah, but the difference, then they said, now you don't have to give out cash to BDCs.
What is the difference? You are still importing the 350 million products. So you are going to use 350 million of your money, whether it is gold or cash. You're going to use it to buy the petroleum products. What I'm saying is a zero-sum game. Look, the cost of the matter is that government wants to get into the export of gold. I won't say government. I'll say certain individuals who have influence in government want to control the export of gold market. Secondly, they will also want to control the import of petroleum products into the country. Using this gold for oil ruse to cover all of us our eyes gives them the ability to enter this market. So, if I am wrong, then they should auction the gold so that anybody can buy the gold. If I am wrong, then they should bid internationally for anybody to supply the products.
But that's what they've said.
That is what they've said, but that's not what they did. That's what they said, but that is not what they did
in the first consignment.
So ask them what they did in the first consignment. Who is the broker for the gold? Who are they selling the gold to? Are they auctioning it, or is one particular person that is handling our gold transaction? Secondly, the oil import, who brought the oil into this country? Is that person going to bring the next cargo? Is that person going to bring the third cargo? If it is one person, did they go through any procurement process? Because right now, it's government doing it. So we have to follow the procurement rules. If they don't follow it, then there's a ruse over our eyes. We are not seeing the truth. For me, it's very clear. This gold for oil is not going to add additional dollars into the country. It's not going to ease the dollar problem in this country. 350 million will still be required by Ghana to import products into the country. The gold we are buying is the same gold. We are not getting additional gold. We are buying the same 1 million ounces a year from the small scale and community miners. So where is the extra dollars coming from? And how is it going to ease the pressure on the dollar in Ghana? Do you know why the dollar rose from 8 to 17?
Almost 16 or 17.
Do you know why?
You tell me.
It was because we needed petroleum products. Every month we need $350 million of petroleum products. The reason is because investors took their money out of the country when they were not sure about the IMF program, and they were not sure whether they will get a haircut in the domestic bonds. A lot of foreigners invested in the domestic bonds. Time to say we were going to get a haircut. They started taking their money out. That was in October. And that is why the price started going up. Secondly, there were backlog of payments on petroleum products, over like $1 billion. And we needed money to pay. We were expecting money from cocoa, the cocoa syndication.
Syndicated loan.
And it delayed a little. So that also made a lot of people look for money. Thirdly, because of the domestic haircut, people started selling their bonds. When they got the CDs, they were looking, one the CDs better, and they didn't know, so they started buying dollars. Until there was a lot of pressure on the dollar. Obia should share dollar, and that is what raised the price all the way to 17. Traders, they needed to import their products for Christmas. They needed dollars, so they were also buying. So all of a sudden, there were too many people buying. So guess what? By the end of November, early December, there was the investors, they didn't need any dollars anymore. The backlog of oil had been paid, so there was no pressure on the dollar. You think the dollar not drop it from 17 all the way down to 12, or 11, or 10. That's the reason. Supply and demand, and yet oil no.
The other thing, and I'm person me find it out will be let the $350 million are not BOG raise every month. Now almost the BDCs, right? No more the import yaba. That would mean the BDCs were importing 100% of what we needed in this country.
Yes.
Is that the case?
100%.
Good. It is here, government through this program, we are told, are buying through this program no at the bear 40% na eba for bust to I don't know if through this program the entire 100% are buying air crabber, and as the BDCs will still have a role to play in there. What's your understanding?
Well, Unim, first of all, how are we going to finance the gold?
Gold now you better no.
How are we going to finance it? Bank of Ghana, they finance it.
Sure.
So Bank of Ghana are a commercial bank.
Oh, that obeying through PMMC.
We're lending money to PMMC.
Yeah, that's what the document says.
And legally, they can do that. Can Bank of Ghana lend money to an SOE?
You think that because Ekawa has said under the program, all the door gold produced and exported by companies with licensed small-scale concessions, including community mines, through the PMMC, shall be purchased by the Bank of Ghana.
Okay, I just said Bank of Ghana is using its gold program. So Bank of Ghana is the owner of the gold, and your PMMC.
Yeah, PMMC will be a conduit, more like.
PMMC, yes, or a broker. So Bank of Ghana will own the gold.
Yeah.
Bank of Ghana will then sell the gold. Bank of Ghana will then get the foreign exchange.
Yeah.
Then Bank of Ghana will buy the products, and now Bank of Ghana will give the money to Bust.
No.
So Bank of Ghana will buy products.
Yeah, they will deal with the
Bank of Ghana or a BDC. Yama on the license on oil.
That's not Bust woman.
So is Boss buying it as the buyer? Who is the owner of the oil? A Boss and not Bank of Ghana.
Is it not Bust?
So how is Boss getting the money to buy it?
Through Bank of Ghana.
So Bank of Ghana is lending the money to Bust. And Bank of Ghana and the Boss and yet the same thing, no?
Yeah.
Boss is a limited liability company owned by government.
Yeah.
So is Bank of Ghana lending Boss the money?
That's a legitimate question.
In Bank of Ghana, CCI or a commercial bank. So these are kind of things that we need clarified. If Bank of Ghana is lending money to Bust, does Bank of Ghana have the right to do that? Do they need to go to Parliament for approval?
Yeah, because I understand from the document again, say when Bust sells to the BDCs, now BDCs no eton Emma OMCs now, the monies that BDCs no ebenyano, they have to lodge that money with a collection bank.
Yes.
Which bank will be a commercial bank?
Yes.
You get it?
Yeah.
Which bank will be a commercial bank? Maybe it will not be Bank of Ghana again getting the money. The commercial banks.
It is not clear. Is it clear? Because it's not clear to me. If Bank of Ghana is buying gold, I thought PMC were buying the gold, but if Bank of Ghana is buying gold on this program, and Bank of Ghana is selling the gold, where is Bank of Ghana getting the CDs to buy the gold? Is it printing money? How is it getting the CDs to buy the gold? So those are the questions we need to ask. But for me, that's not too much of an issue right now.
Okay.
The issue is there is nothing new under this gold for oil. We already export gold in this country. Yenya over 2 billion from the small scale mining and the community miners. If Bank of Ghana is going to take over that role, then Bank of Ghana is going to be buying $2 million worth of gold and selling $2 million worth of gold. That means that the existing people, the existing chain of buyers are not going to exist anymore. And do you know how these people finance the gold in Ghana?
How do they do it?
One more buyers were Dubai and India. One more pre-finance it.
Okay.
One more about 80% to 90% of the money. It goes through Bank of Ghana. And then they collect the money. Then they go and buy the gold. And then they use that money they use the gold to send to the people. The Akano, insist on 10%, no. After that. Okay. Pre-finance.
Yeah.
So gold is pre-financed using somebody's dollars outside the country. Bank of Ghana, we need dollars.
We need dollars, no.
We need cities, so.
We need cities, say. So the cities you will be.
Why
is our foreign reserves, don't we?
We have foreign reserves.
Yeah, and
but
they
foreign
can
reserves,
get dollars from the foreign reserves.
No, that's the whole reason why they are buying the gold, because the foreign
will deplete.
It will deplete. So they need to use cities to buy the gold so that the reserves.
Let me see if this payment structure they put here makes sense. Or say, Bust will be required to pay for product. supplied to it under the G4O into an escrow account at BOG within 60 days of receipt of product from the international oil traders. The BDEX, which is BDCs, will be required to pay for product procured from BOST within 15 days of loading. Payment for the product will either be on a cash basis or with a 15-day letter of credit from reputable commercial banks. BOST will be required to provide BOG with copies of the LCs from the BDCs for verification and to give BOG the assurance that receipt of payment will be made on agreed dates. That makes sense, no?
That's the normal trading. If Cyrus or any of the other BDCs are selling, this is what they require.
Yeah, it answers your question on role BOGA play in all of this. Anna.
The question I'm asking is, if BOG is the buyer of the oil, then they are paying BOG. But if BOST is the buyer of the oil, then somebody is paying BOST.
Yes.
And BOST is borrowing the money from somebody. BOST will have to pay for the product. Right?
Yeah.
And BOST has already paid for the product because the exchange, dollars, they've given it to the product. So somebody has paid for that. Who was the person who paid? Bank of Ghana?
Bank of Ghana.
Bank of Ghana.
Yeah.
So Bank of Ghana now is a BDC. It's an importer of petroleum products into the country.
Oh, but that is not how you look
No, I'm just... but how else would you look at it? Let's get things very straight because we are dealing with risk here.
Yes.
But the most important thing is that they are saying that we will see a reduction in petroleum prices.
Because NPA would control.
Because we will be bringing the product in at very competitive
prices, yes.
The people who sell petroleum to West Africa, whether Nigeria, Ghana, anywhere, sell it at the same price. The only thing that would differ is your credit. Into 90 days out, one price to be called stroke kakra. 30 days, I be from kakra. Also, it depends on your credit quality. With credit quality, I just say your ability to pay back. See a Ghana credit quality here,
it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. You are getting haircuts. It looks very bad. The BDCs, they don't have that problem. Because they sell and they get the CDs and then they buy dollars and pay you. So they don't have the problem. So I don't see how Ghana government is going to get a better deal in this current predicament they find themselves with, a credit rating at D or even D minus. You won't get a better price than the BDCs. So the better price is out of the way. The only way they can reduce the price of petroleum products in this country is, one, if the oil price drops from 85 to maybe 70, then you will see a 10% reduction in the import price. Two, if the exchange rate, they can drop it from 12.5, which is the commercial rate right now, to the 10.8 they are showing on Bank of Ghana. If they can do that. But they cannot do the second one because small scale miners, they will not accept 10.8 as the exchange rate. They will ask for the 12.5. So that is the price that we're going to price the petroleum products, which is the price we're using already. So then that is why you are not seeing any reduction in the price. They say March, the price will come down. If the oil price is still 85, you will see zero reduction.
Yeah, but it's because, again, consignment it's not.
By March, they said they would have geared up to be bringing in about 200,000 metric tons. That's what they said.
Yeah, which is like half of how much we consume.
So they said they will bring in. So we should see a huge reduction because the price differential between 12.5 and the 10.8 is
huge.
It's close to 10%. So we should be seeing at least a 10% drop in the pump price.
Even when they're able through this program, they are just half of how much we consume. That's not realistic.
Okay, why don't they sell it to a specific BDC so that OMC
we see
we see their price?
Yeah, but that's what this communication says. Say Ombe selected OMC say beton. So they can. That's what the NPA says in this document.
So now NPA is going to restrict who buys and who doesn't buy.
They would fix prices. They would control the prices. If you are selling some of these products, you have to agree. And it's here that all people, or say maybe I think I saw it somewhere here. Or say all BDCs and OMCs who wish to purchase product under the Gold for Oil program will be required to sign off an undertaking confirming their willingness to comply with the terms and conditions for partaking in the purchase and sale of Gold for Oil product.
You're going to see a lot of confusion in the market. Because NPA doesn't have the capability to monitor the 180 OMC prices. They do not have the capability to do that. What they should do is simply allow the BDC who is buying to sell it to the OMC, a dedicated OMCs, so that they sell 100% on this price, so that we see the price. Otherwise, people are going to start playing games with the prices. They don't have the ability to do it, and it's not going to work.
Ekosiisen was Empire FM, and you were Alex Mould, former CEO, Gnpc, and he was also head of the NPA at a point under the SWAL NDC administration. And he no aiding come on the Gold for Oil. More messages be brina about some of you have questions, some of you have suggestions and inputs to the conversation. I'll read some of your messages now or we touch on other issues near the uncommon abbey.